Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while. So a little while ago we shared a picture on our Instagram, a sneak peek if you will, to a hatchling we produced. And it should be somewhere on the screen I think. But we shared that picture and we said we'd reveal it. So the reason we decided to hold off was just to firstly talk to a select few people about what we thought it was, just to get an accurate idea of what we were looking at, as well as letting them have a couple of sheds. I mean, they've all had 2 sheds now, including their first shed, so their first shed plus another shed. Bella's new favourite friend is Peach, so that's what's going on in the background there. But anyway, so before I actually reveal the clutch or I talk about the clutch or anything like that, I need to really talk about the events that led to these animals. So we have to start off with the female. So a while back we picked up this spot-nosed fire female from Stuart Pain, and unfortunately Stuart Pain was leaving the hobby, or at least leaving breeding. He'll always be part of the hobby, but he was getting out of breeding ball pythons. But we decided to collect this beautiful spot-nosed fire female from him. We had some ideas of what to do with her, and at the time she was being a bit of a fussy eater. Stu had let us know that she'd been feeding, that he'd put her in with a male but not noticed the lock. She was having a little bit of off time from feeding. So we brought her home. That continued for a while. She didn't feed for quite some time. Then she started taking Maltese. She only had a couple of Maltese, and absent-mindedly one day, I was speaking to someone in the breeding room, and as I was putting her back and letting her sort of crawl back into her box, slither back into her box, I just absent-mindedly had my hand like this on her, and I felt follicles, very, very large follicles at that point. Now at that point, I had tried to pair her to the Super Enchi lesser clown male, which we have, just to try and get her to, improve her feeding responses. Maybe if, stimulating follicle growth, etc. I don't think I ever bothered palpating her because, to my understanding, she wasn't building, she hadn't locked. There was no reason to think she was doing anything. Immediately after that, she was introduced again to the Super Enchi lesser clown, who she had previously just refused. I mean, that boy will breed literally anything, but with this female she just refused, couldn't get them to lock up. So I popped him in, she locked with him. I think she had one final multi, and then shortly thereafter ovulated. I think within a couple of weeks she ovulated. So in all honesty, I thought, just based on the circumstances, the lack of feeding, the lack of locks, etc., I thought this was just going to be a disaster clutch. Sure enough, a short while later, she dropped a lovely clutch of eggs. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been 5 eggs, 1 slug, as in 4 fertile, 1 slug. I have to look back at the records for that one. But we had 4 healthy eggs. And then obviously the long 60-day wait began. And it wasn't until we started cutting that things became a little bit strange. So when we actually started cutting the eggs, we noticed that everything seemed to be going to what we expected. I think the first one we cut looked like a spot-nosed fire. Maybe it looked like Enchi, which seemed to be, that fits. Then the next one was clearly Enchi, clearly fire, but it was very orange, very, very orange. And I kept saying to Jay and Jake, who were both here as we were cutting, that's a really orange animal. Then we cut a third one, looked like the first one, so spot nose, fire, Enchi, but it looked again really orange. And I said, do you reckon that maybe there's some OD floating about? Maybe in the male he's a Super Enchi, that's a clown. I don't think OD is going to be that obvious in that combo. Maybe there's some OD messing around in here. So we cut the last one. It was a really bright animal, and we couldn't see the head. We could only see part of the body. It was very pale. And I quickly just assumed, that's a lesser combo. There's a lesser part, maybe spot nose. It's a lesser something. Het clown in there. Until we started to see the heads. Then the heads started making themselves apparent. We realized, actually, we're dealing with something very, very different here. We're not dealing with the genes we thought we were dealing with. So in order to explain what happened and what we thought happened, it's easier to show the babies first, so the hatchlings. So this was one of the first, and it's a female. She is a Orange Dream Enchi Fire Het clown. So OD Enchi Fire Het clown. Absolutely stunning animal to me. I mean, this entire clutch, by the way, we held back. We have plans for all of these guys. So OD Enchi Fire Het clown. Chuffed by the fact this was a female, and I'm just going to go through the hatchlings first. such a yellow, clean pattern in this girl. It's remarkable. That head stamp, it's just absolutely beautiful. So following her, we have this little one here, who was really, really bright in the egg. And we believe this little one to be a spot nose OD Enchi fire het clown. Female again. This has been the slowest grower of the clutch. She was the most reluctant to feed at start, as is the way. But OD Enchi spot nose fire het clown, female. And again, remarkable patterns. I mean, they are colouring up significantly. When this thing came out of the egg, it was so orange. And it still is, to be fair. On the sides, there's still so much orange coming through. And again, we've talked to a few people. These are what we believe they are. Now, with a lot of the genes playing, we're pretty certain in our ID of these animals, but obviously time will tell for certain when they actually produce and, you know, grow up, breed and produce something. But at the moment, we believe this is a spot nose OD Enchi fire het clown female. And then there's this boy, who is almost identical to the female we just showed, but we don't believe this one has fire in it at all. We believe this is a spot nose OD Enchi het clown. Now, so far, they all make sense. The OD could make sense, could be coming from the Super Enchi lesser clown, because it would be a gene that's a little bit difficult to ID in that particular combo. So they make sense within reason. So this is a boy, and we decided to keep this boy because he is sibling to the next boy, which I'll show you shortly. And you know, we have plans for this boy as well as the other one, so we thought we'll keep the two for now. Someone scored a goal. But the spot nose OD Enchi het clown male, who is currently demolishing food like nobody's business, and growing really, really well. And bear in mind, this is only after their first ever shed, and then only one shed thereafter. So I'm expecting to see more and more out of these as they shed more and as they grow and as they develop. And then finally, the creme de la creme, the one that blew us away, the one that we were not expecting in any way, shape or form. And this is the boy right here. So we believe this boy, now that we have ascertained what's going on and we've spoken to people, we believe this boy to be a spot-nosed Triton het clown. And to elaborate on the Triton, we believe him to be a spot-nosed OD Enchi fire pastel het clown male. I can't express how thankful I was this is a male, because when I saw it in the egg, I was like, please, please, please let this one be a boy. This thing was the one we thought was lesser, because in the egg, it was nowhere near this vibrant. These colours that are coming through now have only just started to develop, like really intensely as they are. The colours are so intense in the yellows. They're so rich that it's actually, I've never produced anything with this much of an intensity in colour. Its head, when it first came out of the egg, which was the Instagram post I sneak peeked, was actually really white. That pattern on the head was ridiculous. And so we spoke to, well, when we thought, what is going on here? There's obviously something going on. The first person I spoke to was Stuart Pain. Now, we hatched them, but I can't really take credit for making them, in the sense that what we've discovered, or what we believe has happened, is a male that Stuart put to her, but never witnessed a lock, never recorded a lock, recorded that he put them in, but had never recorded any locks between them, seems to have been the sire to this clutch. And that male, to my recollection, if I'm not mistaken, was a banana orange dream Enchi blade clown. By producing this clutch, we've also proven out that boy as pastel, so he was a banana OD firefly, if you will. No, he hasn't got fire, sorry, ignore me. a banana orange dream Enchi pastel blade clown. And that's what we believe was the sire, because that was the only other male introduced to her to this clutch. It doesn't make sense to come from our lesser boy, unless he had both pastel and orange dream. That would be the only way to really, you know, suggest that he could possibly even be the dad. One of the people we spoke to at length and continue to speak to at length about this is Frank from Turnables, who has, since I've known him, and I've always known him as the Triton guy, as in he works very heavily with the, what are they, Orange Dream Enchi Fireflies, and I think they're absolutely stunning animals. This being a spot nose Triton, I know Frank was trying to hit one this year, and he was as excited as we were when this thing hatched, and we've been keeping him abreast of the situation. What an incredible animal this is, and I still can't believe we actually have this in our collection. As of recording this, also massive congratulations to Cal Nesbitt, who in a similar situation or fulfilled one of Stuart's dreams with what I believe he's just hatched a scarecrow, so a banana Batman. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm butchering it, please tell me. But I saw that post the other day, and what an incredible journey that is. And it does ring home. In some ways, it's bittersweet, just knowing that Stuart was working towards these projects, and unfortunately, due to just personal circumstances, never had the opportunity to fulfill those you know, dreams, aspirations, whatever you want to call them. But we've done it for you, Stu. We've continued the legacy, and we're producing in your name the animals that you would have certainly produced had you had kept them. And so this boy, you know, I can only thank Stuart, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, because, I mean, greatest deal ever, right? Spotnose Fire for this. Yep, I'll take it. But, you know, such an amazing person, such an amazing man. And so, you know, we've been keeping him really updated with this progress. Now, what is next in this project? I don't know. Obviously, it's Het Clown. I want it in Clown ASAP. So if this boy is ready within time, we'll be breeding him to the Pastel Leopard Clown. It just makes sense. You know, a Triton Batman or Super Pastel Triton Batman, if it would be sort of like the thing you could make. But all the genes there, what an incredible combo that would make in Clown. I mean, we have plans for Desert Ghost, we have plans for Hypo, we have plans for all sorts of stuff. I mean, just apart from the spot nose side of things, you know, a Triton and OD Enchi Fire Pastel Pied would be awesome. But we've got so many plans, starting with Clown. We have a yellow belly Clown girl lined up for him, so I can only imagine what a spot nose yellow belly Triton is going to end up looking like, but fingers crossed. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was a relatively short one compared to normal, but let us know what you thought about this clutch. I know we are lucky, I know we are jammy, and once again, all thanks goes to Stuart Pain. All in essence, other than the actual removal of the eggs, incubating and cutting, and then starting the hatchlings, all credit goes to Stuart. For the animals that, you know, were paired, I was just lucky in the sense that, you know, they did lock, despite no witness lock happening, and that she retained that sperm long enough to produce this clutch. Hope you enjoy. We're excited. I'm out of breath. I'm all sort of like out of sync. The frogs are calling. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Probably not. But don't forget to hit the like. It's been a while. Hold on, let me try that again. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you would do with such a clutch. Not necessarily just the Orgina, but the entire clutch. Let us know what you would do if you had them at your disposal. And until the next video, guys, we'll see you then. Bye.